any and everything. So I mean you can put some faith into it, but you can't. You know, you've never heard of a football team win a championship based off of analytics, but
Yeah,
you can't.
bravo,
You know,
Terrell.
you've never heard of
Bravo. Couldn't you said it perfectly. You just it's not the same. It's not the same. I mean, there's a place for them. There's a place for them, but they're not the thing that you should be. Really, anybody that was watching should have seen, in my opinion, that he made some real improvements game to game. I was astounded, to tell you the truth. Just literally made improvements game to game on specific things. You know, I was very impressed. I was impressed with it, and I think it's just a shame. I mean, it just makes me have pride. It's such a shame that we're what we are right now, because just think if they could have had a full session of OTAs and mini camps, you know, and all the off-season activities, and we don't even know what training camp will no doubt be truncated. It'll be compressed. I think. I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
guessing. Nobody really knows, but it's going to be compressed probably, and even if it's not, everybody's going to feel rushed. Even if they have the same amount of time for training camp, they won't have had any time at all to get into football shape. That's where they get into football shape. So now they got to get into shape, because they're all doing virtual workouts with each other. And, the coaches are checking in with the guys virtually and kind of trying to watch them, over a computer, to see where they are. It's just an impossible situation. I wouldn't, to tell you the truth, I was going through the schedule, looking at everybody's records from last year, and I thought, this means nothing this year. In my I mean, it means some things, but it's just an impossible situation. And I've gone through and said, how many wins, losses, whatever. But it's even feels even sillier than doing it in any physical season, at this time of year. Because at least by then we've seen some OTAs, but we haven't even seen that this year. So it's crazy.
Yep.
I don't. I generally try to look at all sides of things, but I don't have a lot of, and people will probably get mad at me for this, but I don't have a lot of sympathy for fans that aren't really giving Dwayne props, because I thought he really made really obvious improvements last year. Really obvious to me. They seemed really obvious to me.
Robbie said I'm
Yeah,
picking
but
up
as
an
we say all
interview
the
or
time,
something. What
fans
the
are
fuck is
fans
going
for a
on?
reason. So, but yeah, I look at it like to be
Oh,
emotional.
that's what it was.
Now we do at the bar radio. I know y'all niggas like. I know y'all tired. You're like, do these niggas ever stop
Hell
podcasting?
no, the grind don't stop, baby. We do this every day if we could, and that's what we doing, baby.
Shout out to the Coalition of DJs North Carolina. What up? Hello. You got Baby Simba on the line. Yeah, we still here with you. It's not coming through all the way well. You're kind of statically, but what's up, man? My name is Baby Simba. You already know what's going on. I'm here checking in with y'all. Hey, shout out to Coalition DJ. Shout out to the station that y'all got me coming to. I appreciate everything, man. Yeah, it's at the bar radio, baby.
It's just what we do, man. We put out, try to get some good up and coming artists, get them a different platform to put their music out there, and gives us a new platform down in North Kakalakis. I know you're going to share the show and got your folks tuning in. Yeah, so it's good for everybody.
So, so basically, like, let's start off with the easy question. Tell me about yourself. Well, I'm 18. I'm from Aiken, South Carolina. I started music when I was like, when I was 10, but I really started taking it serious when I started getting in middle school and, talent shows where you had the girls in, and that's when I started getting real good with girls. So I said, that music is the way to touch girls. And then when I got older, I'm saying music is the way to touch everybody, just in different ways, just touching girls. So I found I had a talent that I can touch everybody with, so I just stuck with it.
Bet. So who was like some of your oh, I'm coming in loud. So like who were some of your music influences?
Influences. This is probably about to be like real different for y'all, but I say Gucci, James Brown, Michael Jackson, J. Cole. I know that's a weird mixture, but
Alright, cool.
hello?
Yeah.
I know
It's not.
that's a weird mixture.
It's not because everybody has what they listen to, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
good to be a student of the game and listen to old school, new school, whatever.
And I
CP3.
can't forget. Speaking out to Tupac and Biggie. That's my people right there.
Alright. That's basically your Mount Rushmore of music, right?
Can you say it again?
That's basically your Mount Rushmore of music.
Oh yeah, that's me right there.
Okay. Alright, CP3, you got a question for him?
First, what part of North Carolina you from again?
I'm not from North Carolina. I'm from Aiken, South Carolina. I just live up there.
Oh, okay. I was just
Yeah,
checking.
I'm just up there for the music. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be. I want the music thing to be my second nature, so I just get close to it.
Hey, that's what it's all about. You got to move to where everything bump. I guess I got to ask the obvious question. What inspired you to make your name Baby Simba? I just got to ask. When he told me the name of the artist, I was like, that's an interesting name. I just want to know what was your thought process behind your name.
Well, so the neighborhood that I used to live in, you call it projects, whatever you want to call it. Everybody used to call my father the Foster. You know what I'm saying? I got the name, like it just kind of like came on. I always had long hair, and you know what I'm saying, it stick out. So that's where Simba came from. And you know what I'm saying? I was Prince. That's how I felt. You know what I mean? So that's me. That's the name.
Hey, I like that. I like that.
I was thinking about changing it, but I was like, why? When it's me.
Exactly.
Look at me like I'm childish or look at me like but it don't even matter because that's my name.
First of
And
all,
I was like,
it's a unique name. It's a unique name, and it stood out like it's a conversation piece. So I wouldn't change it. I mean, and then I ain't gonna lie. I see all that hair you got. I'm jealous like shit because I'm bald headed like a mug.
Hey man, don't be man. You can't be jealous of them long haired dudes, man. There's nothing wrong with the bald head gang, baby.
Yeah.
I ain't nothing wrong with it.
Until somebody slap you upside the back of the head.
Oh
and-
nah. See that don't happen cause.
That's something real right there.
Hey, I had that happen once in school, and once they saw my reaction to getting smacked in the back of the head, and I smacked him in his jaw. I ain't never been smacked in the back of my head. I ain't have a bald head my whole life, but now that I got one now, I wish a motherfucker would try to smack me in the back of my head.
Y'all remember when they used to slap people in the back of the neck?
That was the same thing. That was it.
They used to do some crazy stuff.
Off limits, baby. Off limits. I can't deal with that, man. Cause yeah, that's fighting shit right there.
Oh man.
To school nervous with the first class. That slap my head, thing.
You know what the bad part was? I was one of them dudes that would slap people in the back of their neck and the back of their head too.
Oh, me too. I hope my kids don't get treated that I used to be
That's why I ain't got kids, because I did a lot of bad shit.
Oh, for real.
Hey man,
Yeah.
it do come back on you some of the stuff that you did in your past, and it will get reciprocated with the kids. I don't have none myself either, but I got nieces and nephews, and let's just say they put my sister through hell right now.
But,
It always come back.
it do.
I feel like God always, you don't do it to hurt you, but He do it come back to show you. Don't play with me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So give me a rap album or music album. Don't have to say be a rap album that impacted your life, that made you like,
Ooh.
yeah.
A rap album that influenced my life.
Yes. Yeah.
I would have to, oh Lord. That's a good one. That's a good I would actually, I'm gonna say KOD by J. Cole. His newest album that he just dropped.
Okay, that was a deep album though.
I'm gonna say that one because it really touched me in different ways, and it put me in a position where I used to have problems with like taking drugs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Not like pills and stuff like that, but it taught me a lot about my friends. Everything was moving around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it helped me as a better person. So I feel like that album right there was a jump start. It made me think, and anything that could make me think, I'm messing with it.
Yeah. And by the way, that was a very deep album.
Yeah, that was a real deep album. Like that touched me.
J. Cole is one of those artists. You know, he really make you think. I'm a big fan of J. Cole, and to watch his progression from when he first came out to how he is now, it's been a blessing.
See, I'm kind of in a different. Like I told you, with me, I'm so old school, and I've heard so much of this BS rap that even the folks like Kendrick and like J. Cole, who do have talent and do have skill, I still, for some reason, can't fully get into their music. I'm still trying to figure out why, because they do have some good shit, they do have some powerful shit, but for some reason, I haven't been able to connect to it. So I'm still trying to figure that out. But I hear, you know, some of the lyrics and some of the songs, and I be like, damn, that shit was tight. But for some reason, I just can't connect to it for some reason, man. I don't know what's up with that.
I mean, when he did that joint, Kevin's Heart was like ridiculous. When he broke down basically a cheating scenario that was based on Kevin's heart. Cheating.
For
and then and he actually had Kevin Hart in the video. Like, it was deep.
Oh wow, yeah, that's some deep shit.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really surprised you said J. Cole though. I mean the KOD album like that.
Yeah.
But I can see you well versed with music.
And one thing I learned about, he's actually one of my favorite players. He taught me with this, in the stay in the game, you have to switch your flow. Like, you can't stay with the same flow. You can't talk about the same thing. J. Cole had an era of his time when he talked about money and hoes, money.
Yeah.
And then just, you know what I'm saying, like what life is about. Like, you know what I'm saying? He flipped it all around. And that's what to stay in this game, he taught me a lot. Like, just watching him, just being a fan. So one day I hope I can meet him.
Definitely. J. Cole is, you know, he's from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he's one of the artists that, like, when I first heard about J. Cole, I was but then I started listening to J. Cole, and I think it was that Forest Joint album, man. I was just like, yo, listen to that shit every day. Like, I was going on a train to listen to it every day.
Hey, I said when you can have a song, and you know how everybody just cuts bar for bar. When you can have a song and make 100 million people listen to it without touching, you'll go. I feel like because you're doing everything that other people really not in the world right now.
All right, that's big.
Especially as mainstream, or if they're not doing no pop or anything, but if they doing hip hop, they most likely touch. J. Cole can do a whole album without touching, and still be members. That's respect.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
It's not more respect.
So, how do you feel about the current state of music right now?
You said it one time?
How do you feel about the current state of music right now?
It's a lot of mumble rap. It's a lot of mumble rap, and I don't mumble rap at all. And most of the time, there's a lot of auto-tune going on. Like, I feel like hip-hop, and I'm just going to talk about hip-hop because that's all I'm doing right now.
Okay, let's go.
But hip-hop, I feel like it's just too much mumble, too much auto-tune. It's not no real stuff being spoken, and it's only about the same thing: drugs, money, women. But that's what people like, though. And
so
over here, I just don't.
So I got a question though. So, and we'll talk about this. Do we blame the artist or do we blame the audience for that? Because if the audience is demanding that's what they want to hear, as an artist, is it my job to give that to them, or should I try to change their what they want to hear?
No, if they want to hear it, you should most definitely give it to them. If if they want to hear it, you should most definitely get to them because, like I say, an artist like myself is product, right? Everybody like your fans, so you want your fans, but anybody to be want to look up to you, you have to make them feel like I want to be just like you. You feel me?
Yeah.
So with that, I say give it to them because when you give it to them and they like what you gave to them, what even if your music is not the best, somebody mess with it, go on ahead and keep pushing.
Okay.
I kind of.
I feel like don't even play it. Don't even don't give them what the fans want.
I kind of feel you on that, but I look at it a little bit differently. As the artist, you want to give them what they want, even if it's some, dumb trap music or whatever. But if you have a more powerful message, I say you still have to mix it in. Like if you do an album, have some of what they want, but still have some of the stuff that you're trying to branch off. And like you were mentioning, changing up your style. I said that for a while. Like Young Jeezy, when he first came out, I couldn't stand him because all he talked about was snowman, snowman, snowman. But once Jay-Z took him under his wing and his rap game got more diverse, now he's one of my favorite rappers now. And that's why I say you have to start, even though you're giving them what they want, you still have to press the boundary sometime and see how far your reach can go, because you never know. It might be something off the wall or something they clown now, but if you introduce it, in the right way on your album, and folks, might not be banging it everywhere, but they've been exposed to it. So when you continue to go that road, you can, make your own path in this game.
And you know what? I wish I was there with you guys, cause I would feel where you come from, body and all that. I would feel this. You know what I'm saying? The talk.
No doubt, no doubt.
Now that I get what you're saying, I actually get what you're saying, because me as an artist, I be making music, and some people don't mess with all of the stuff that I do. You know what I'm saying? You have to put out stuff for it, because at first when I first started rapping, I was listening to J. Cole, so I was rapping just like J. Cole.
Uh-huh.
It took me a long time to find my own flow and my own way, and I had to realize what life was. But when I found my own flow and started doing that, everybody messed with it, so I throw it out there. But if they don't, you have to make different content. You have to different flows, do different stuff. Like I said, if you going to New York, they probably not gonna want to hear the stuff that we listen to down here in the South.
That's not true.
They want to hear.
Let me stop you right there. The biggest.
It's not all the way true, but I'm saying like me. I'm talking about like artists like me.
Okay.
Any artist just going down there just promoting your music, not that that's already on the radio.
But
You just
go ahead.
you can hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you just going down there, because I know I've met people, you know what I'm saying, they can tell you go out there with a New York crowd, they don't play. They don't play at all. They'll give it to you good or bad. They're going to throw stuff on the stage if it's bad, and if not, they're going to rock out with you the hardest way.
I mean, it's just like this. It's because my artist Renegade has performed in Cali, New York, North Carolina, Texas. If it's good music, like it's gonna rock with where it's go. If people that love it, because I'm originally from New York, so I grew up in the era. The biggest misconception that people don't realize is that New York only listens to New York music. That's not true. Like I grew up when, just growing up during the golden age of hip hop. Like New York, they was banging Tupac just as much as they was banging Wu-Tang Clan or Black Moon back in the day. They was banging down south music just as much as they banged East Coast. In fact, it was getting more plays on East Coast radio stations than East Coast artists. So I mean, good music is gonna rock out regardless. Like if you hot, you gonna be hot regardless.
You right. But what I was trying to say is they don't. When you go down there to perform, they don't play. You not like that.
That is true though. And if you think New York is tough, Philly's a monster.
Ooh, I'm already wrong. I done heard. Now, this is stuff I done heard, like other artists that's doing some good stuff right now.
Yeah.
They done already told me your first time going somewhere, they probably not gonna mess with you, but you have to take that. You have to take it as good. You know what I'm saying? A good response as it is a bad response. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just have.
They messed you this time, but when I come back this time, they gonna know me.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a good perspective. 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 It's a good of where you can go and what you can do and how you can move the crowd and stuff. So definitely,
Cause
definitely,
Philly,
definitely.
I heard, you know what I'm saying, Uzi from there, he messed with some people down there from Spartanburg, and I was talking to them, and well, he messed with an artist from down there, I forgot his name, my bad for that, but he was a good artist. And then he was Uzi artist now, he was telling me what Uzi was telling him back in the day, they did not like mess with him in Philly, like he had to get respect, like he had to get a fan base for them to actually say, you know what I'm saying, this is my
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
So that's something big too. And he's from there, so
The thing is, too, it's all, I don't know why, but it's always tougher in your own city. And then the minute they love you outside your city, then everybody want to love you inside your city. I don't get that mentality, but I mean, it happens in the DMV here.
Yeah,
all the time.
I mean that it's typical. It's sad that it's like that, but yeah, I don't. I mean, only spot I don't see that in is like in sports. Like when you have a young high school player that's on the up and coming, they'll get behind that, but they won't really get behind much else
Yeah, that's
of
what it
anybody else in the hood.
it.
Yeah, they'll get behind a young athlete, but they won't get behind a young aspiring podcaster or rap artist or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's
It's crazy.
it is interesting that they don't love you till everybody else do. Then oh, he representing our town. Let's do it for him. Hey man, it's crazy. Now I'm hot. They all want me.
Exactly.
Like my
exactly.
man Mike Jones.
You got the Mike Jones complex. All right, I'm about to play your video, sir.
let's go.
So, what made you become a legend?
You said who made you become a legend?
What made you become a legend?
Oh, already. I'll say I'm a legend off top because you know why? I feel like I got the best bars already. People don't feel me where I come from or where I'm starting at. I'm starting at a young legend. I don't got that as a legend name because I put my title as legend.
That dog.
By the time I'm done with everything, I'm gonna be a legend. I promise.
I'm loving the swag and I'm feeling the energy, dog. So we about to just cut to you.
I'm just speaking into the business, man. That's it.
That. We about to play this joint real quick.
Let's roll. Gotta listen to.
Oh, okay.
Let's get some volume on that. See what we got there. Yo, I like that joint, dog. I like that joint. The fact that you were able to. One of the things I have critical about the new rap game is these folks can't do a 3-minute song by themselves. They got to have 4 other people on the track because they don't have much to say. The fact that you spit this whole joint yourself and it was some nice lyrics and a nice track.
Yeah, you
hey man.
You got some balls in that joint.
Yeah, yeah. First time hearing your music, man. I got to take my hat off to you, bro.
I'm still jealous. That nigga got way too much damn hair, though.
Hey, I remember them shape up days.
My manager say that the song is, well, she likes the song, but she said it's too long.
I'm gonna tell you, you know what?
It's long too. Like me, I thought I was listening, I was thinking.
So,
You know what I'm saying? I knew it was gonna be long, but I was like, this is one of my first songs coming out.
Yeah.
So Simba, let me tell you the one mistake that you did make in the song, and my artist did the same thing. We did this song. We paid for a beat by Looney Tune. He got a Grammy, and he made the chorus sort of like how you did the chorus. It was kind of long and too complicated. The chorus just needs to be real simple. But other than that, I mean, but it's growth. So you 18. Like at 18, I didn't know how to make a song. I mean, I just knew how to rap.
No doubt.
And learning how to make a song is something totally different. So.
Yeah, it's still a process. I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on that. I'm still in that process stage. We grinding right now.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what it's all about, man. It's all a grind.
I mean, definitely. I got some more of your music too. Your manager on her job, so salute to her. She on her job.
That's
Send
what it's
the
all
video,
about.
and then I got 2 other tracks.
So yeah, we gonna definitely highlight you. You know, I definitely like that first track. Like I say, he's the critical music ear. You know, he has all the music background. I'm just a hood nigga that like good beats and good music. So, you know, I like the fact that it was, a longer track, because it gives you more, not the, the chorus what he was talking about, but the track in general, just because so many of these songs are 2-3 minutes long just to get you to bounce in the club or whatever, and they don't really have no substance, so they can only go 2 minutes. The fact that, like you said, your first single, you was able to drop something, that had, some extended stuff on it that showed that you got skill. You're not just some dude trying to be a one-hit wonder to get some banger in the club and you can ride off into the sunset and shit.
Oh yeah, next song right there is 20,000. I got on that song I got 20,000 monthly listeners, and then I hit 8,000 on YouTube in 2 months.
Sweet.
So it did pretty good. That was like, that's my first video. That's my first, you know what I'm saying? So hey, if they gonna catch a little fire out that one, wait for we got to listen back on the other side of the earth.
That's what it's all about, baby. You already gave them a dose of what they got coming for them. Now you got to kick the door wide open, man. That's what it's all about.
So you about to play another joint, I Don't Give a Fuck?
Well, we do that on a daily basis around the DMV. A lot of people get the fuck you around here.
I think I'm giving up. I just don't give a fuck.
Swayze, why you do it?
I be like 7 points is tools, yeah, them boys about to get you. You don't want no problem, no smoke, don't want no issues. Yeah, you got a daughter, your mom, and they gonna miss you. Spin around with that chop, I rock, I ain't gonna miss you. Nigga fat, not a fat, I think I'm giving up. First 6 words into my head, I just don't give a fuck. I was just a chick and like this deal, but we gon' stick them up. Turn my pain from VVS and me sign it to a biggie. I need the president, I flip, I heard the one I know. I'm broken, it's a treaty, you can have my choice. I see the odds and then I swerve it, you know I'm a bust. Cause that ain't fuckin' with us, no, that ain't fuckin' with us. I think I'm giving up. I just don't give a fuck. Fuck that shit. Baby like Baby Simba, yeah, it's me. I read that mind shit, that red shit, type of double beat. Name a nigga in my area who gon' fuck with me, is up with me, and stuck with me. Yeah, we keep them drops and you know we keep them 2 for 3. I'm the topic in my city. Why they had to take my nigga? Why they had to take me? Why they couldn't take me with you? Why they had to take me? Don't leave that nigga. Don't leave. I be like 7 points is tools, yeah, them boys about to get you. You don't want no problem, no smoke, don't want no issue. Yeah, words into my head, I just don't give a fuck. I was just legit and like this deal, but we gon' stick 'em up. Turn my pain to BBS and me sign it to a baby truck. Coming left on main, swear I ain't stopping for anyone. Niggas talking like they want some beef, I just might give 'em some. Going from New Orleans, smelling good, I turned to Cinnabon. All season last year, this L's and I went winning. Obvious that they want more and they ain't giving up. BB, my team, if it ain't them,
We can talk about the Breonna Taylor joint too. Just had somebody ask me what's the topics for the day. I might be doing the interview, but shit, we can talk some Breonna Taylor and talk some current events at the end after the interview.
You don't want no problem, no smoke, don't want no issues. Yeah, you got a daughter, your mom, and they gonna miss you. Spin around with that chop, I rock, I ain't gonna miss you. Better not, I'm fat, I think I'm giving up. First 6 words into my head, I just don't give a fuck. I was just legit and like this deal, but we gon' stick 'em up. Turn my pain to BBS and me sign it to a Biggie truck. I'm giving up. I'm giving up.
Okay, all right.
That's a nice club bang. That's a nice club banger right there. That's a nice joint you could bang on a nice summer day riding down the street.
Okay.
That's what it's all about.
You go ahead.
Yeah, he's the second person that I don't give a fuck from.
Okay. All right.
So
Another artist from down there, y'all be meeting him soon.
yeah, so what would you classify your style as being a rapper in this game right now?
My style, I always do similar type stuff. So I say I have a similar type of style. I don't even be trying to compare myself to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I feel you. You got your own unique flow. I feel you. I said, yeah, you say you have your own unique flow. I can understand you're not trying to compare yourself to anybody else. But yeah, you know, you want to have your own style. Like I said, that was my first time listening to your tracks. And, you know, I say, you know, if I see your name come across the YouTube channel or something, I know I'll probably check it out.
Okay. I would say. So, what do you look for when you choose a beat?
What I look for, I'm gonna be, it touches me. I don't know, God, you know, it is God. It is me. Every time a beat come on, I feel like I want to snap on it, and I just be feeling it in my chest type stuff. It's like the Holy Ghost is it. Every time I'm about to write a song or something like that, it's like the Holy Ghost is I start writing, and the song is done by that day.
Okay.
On that beat and everything, you can have remember it goes just like that.
You are in a good place with the coalition of the DJs. I've dealt with some of the coalitions. Yeah, I've dealt with the coalition down here in DC, the DMV coalition, and they mentor a lot, and they teach a lot of artists the right way of how to make a song. So being affiliated with them is a very good thing because you're especially at your age and you're dealing with them, like you're in the perfect place where a young artist needs to be.
Oh yeah, and shout out to coalition DJs. Let me tell you, coalition DJs, when you go pick the music to them, they're gonna give you
No cut cards.
for an answer of how your music still be and how, or not even that, because some people they take all types of music to coalition DJs, country, pop, everything, hip hop, everything you can imagine. So they really give you points of how to make hits, a real hit song.
Yeah.
What's gonna go on in the club, like that's why I'm making the kind of music I'm making now because, and y'all gonna be hearing that I have some more stuff dropping other than Legend, and I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be dropping a whole lot. I'm gonna drop a whole lot of catalog,
Okay.
a whole lot of content.
I feel that. That's a good thing. Because
And the only reason I'm doing that is because coalition DJs, they put me on game, and they not playing with me this year. You know what I'm saying? I'm priority artist, so they not really playing with me. They make sure I get there.
that is a great network to be associated with, and a lot of cats don't understand like that right there. Well, if you lacking direction, if you go to the coalition DJ, they can give you some type of direction and can show you what to do and what not to do.
Yeah. Even if it's just advice, they don't give you something for you to be like, oh, I learned something today.
Definitely.
Yeah, I know a couple of local DJs is in the DC coalition, and I'm not real familiar with it. I have been invited out to some of the events, haven't been able to make it, but it's definitely good to have a key and to have a foot, I might say, a foot in the door with those folks, because those are the guys that's in the clubs. Those are the guys that help make the bangers, that make the ones, make the songs that people want to listen to. So
Yeah.
the fact that you're already keyed into that, and like I said, you're a priority artist, you already on your way. So just keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate it, man. And it's big up to y'all too. We y'all looking into me, want me to come on here. I appreciate that, man.
Look, man, and when we appreciate you, when I hear up and coming artists that has a movement and actually has good music, like that makes me want to listen. It makes me know what I do is good. So like I've been doing this for over 20-some years. Whether podcasting, managing, running track boards, setting up shows, I done did it all.
That's what it's all about, though.
But it makes me know when I hear the young hungry stuff, makes me like, damn, this dude is fire, and when you blow up, I can be like, yo, we played him first.
Yeah, we had him on our show.
Yep.
Yeah, straight up, man. I'm always forever. That's y'all keep rocking with me, I can rock with y'all.
Oh, dude.
That's exactly how it's gonna go. And it's gonna be the same energy coming back from y'all. The energy that y'all get you is gonna be the same energy I get back. I promise.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, you got to get up here to the DMV sometime. Get you in the studio. Even they might even do a live performance of one of your tracks or something.
Yeah, we gonna rock out.
Oh yeah, cause we gonna be putting some stuff together. As soon as quarantine 2020 breaks.
If it ever breaks.
But we got some stuff that we want to do. Some opportunities, and definitely do a couple of virtual showcases, and we're putting together a virtual showcase and fashion show too. So, I do a quick shameless plug. Shout out to Eric Kuza that sponsors our shirts, at the Bar Radio shirt. And,
Sports OTHP Apparel, Eric Kusa in the house. Appreciate the love as always.
So, we're partnering with them. We're doing stuff with up and coming designers and independent artists. So, we'll be working on that for the next couple of months, and also just different shows to show different avenues of independent artists. So we working, bro.
Yeah, be on the lookout, baby.
Y'all working, but with this game, I'm just gonna tell y'all anything that we doing, like y'all doing media and radio, and I'm doing artists, stuff like that. Everything we all got way our turn, and our day don't come. You keep pushing, you give what you put in for your work, you gonna get it back.
Exactly.
Definitely.
No doubt.
You put in for that work, you gonna get it back. That's just like karma. It's just like karma. It's a good one. It's a good karma too.
Oh yeah, y'all just gotta wait for that time to come. It ain't necessarily when we want it, but it's gonna come to us when it's time for it.
Yeah, it's gonna come. You gonna feel it like I think now, like a lot of stuff is be happening in steps, man, baby steps. But I know when God is giving you steps. Like right now, this is a step, and we don't be locked in forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
It's just that. It's just that. It's like we put out in my life the ladies. I find this. They told me that I was gonna do an interview. I was like, "Hey, this is actually one of my first. This is like my second interview that I ever did as an artist."
Hey man, nothing wrong with that, man. You killing the game. You got to get out there and get more exposure and do what you got to do. And you got to get your feet wet in different markets. And only way you're going to be able to make moves and be successful is by getting uncomfortable. Everybody stays in their comfort zone, but in order to grow and expand, you got to reach outside your comfort zone.
Oh yeah, hey, and my manager, she don't got no problem with me out my comfort zone.
Well, I salute your manager because I manage an artist, and as a manager, it is your job to shine your shoe and to kick them in the ass when they get too comfortable. Like,
if you do that,
she's supposed to.
That's her job. Yeah.
It's even worse. 'Cause my artist is my nephew, so I'll wake you up 3 o'clock. Yo, where the video at, nigga? When you dropping it?
It's not a game. It's not a game. Exactly.
You want me to give us different ideas, like give me different content. You want me to switch the flow, don't stay with the same flow. Like she really mentored me and makes me to a great ass artist that I'm gonna be. That's all I'm gonna be.
And that's what she's supposed to do.
Different flows, and you want me to think like my manager. You know what I'm saying? You think a manager? All I thought a manager was, you know what I'm saying? She get me shows, this that.
Oh, you thought she was just gonna be nice and get you shows? You like, oh, do this? That's a lie.
Yeah, it's so much more to just being a manager. I put our manager out of too. Shout out to my manager for way.
You know what I mean? Because y'all give us gray hairs. Like, y'all really stress us out. We come home from work and we still gotta deal with y'all ass. Y'all stressing us out.
That's why I leave the music to him, man. That's why I leave the music to him. I already don't have no hair to pull out, so I let him deal with the headaches of the independent artists, and I stick to the sports and the politics.
Well, I used to have hair like you, Simba, but you see that shit's gone.
Life is a motherfucker, bro.
Y'all artists ain't got no boundaries. Like my nephew will call me like at 1 o'clock in the morning. You up?
Nigga, send a text first next time. Shit.
You know.
But that's how it is. It shows that you hungry. It shows that you not taking no time off. That you take your craft and your business seriously, and that's what it's all about. There's too many folks out here that want to have the title but don't want to put the work in or put the effort in, and then wonder why they're not being successful. So you're doing everything you're supposed to do, man. Just keep on doing what you're doing.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I'm about to do. Cause speaking of artists, so I'm about to play one of my artist exclusive songs, and then when we come back from that song, we're gonna I need some bars at the bar, bro. I don't care if it's 8, 16, 14, 300. We need some bars at the bar, man. It can be written, it can be acapella, whatever. Well, it gotta be acapella because
We can.
All right. So we're gonna play this song and we'll be right back. So by the way, this is what managers do too. When you send us music and you tell us not to play it, yeah, we play it anyway. So I ain't supposed to play this shit.
Uh-oh. Hey, grab me another one too, please, bro.
You gonna get more guns?
Hey, fuck you.
And that's what happens when you send a song and tell me don't play it. And I'm your manager.
It's gonna get played.
Tell him he needs to send you some R&B.
Hey man, you got to get the music out there. She might not like it, but hey, it's more exposure for a new track. That was another hot one, man. I like what I hear so far. Like I said, I'm not really a fan of this new rap, but I gotta say I might gotta check out some of your tracks. I gotta get them to forward to me. I might throw them on my show too.
Yeah, definitely. So we gotta get to these bars, son. Can you hear me? I need you to be a little bit louder.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Alright. I come from an Ico, ain't need to be fake here. I can be faking, don't be a mistake. Look at the money that's in this making. They got me locked up, you don't need to be paid. Praying Jesus was paying mistakes. Other little mama, she told me I made PTSD, got it done to the state. You look at my heart and you feel with that hate. I beat on myself like a whip. Give it to me and I ain't whip. I'm sucking that gas. Stop to let him in the gym. Then I'm dripping. Then I'm wearing the gun. Got you stripping. Then they home for money. I'm so stripped. Fuck on the front. I suck the nigga. Tell me that nigga is crazy.
Alright. Alright.
Nigga, what did you breathe when you said that? It was a lot of fucking words, dog.
Bro, yeah, he got some spit, man. He definitely got to get him up here to the DMV, man. He got some spit. I think I like this young cat.
Oh my God, you like a young dude?
I like a young artist,
young dude
man.
named Simba?
Hey man, I guess
Call him
yeah,
a young cat.
yeah. Hey man, it just automatically fits, man. So yeah, definitely, man. You got to get up here to the DMV, man, because I definitely like what you're talking about.
Is your singles? Are your singles on all digital platforms? Is it on Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, or where can they find your music at?
It's on everything. It's on all platforms. Everything that you look up and search Baby Simba, it's gonna be the first name that come up.
All right, that's a bet. I'll make sure I go check out some of your tracks now, man. When we get off there.
Oh, definitely. And you up on Instagram. I got some crazy beats.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, I got some crazy.
So what I'm gonna do is, cause your manager, I added your manager on my Facebook, and I'm gonna once my video renders, I'm gonna send a link to this video to you.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
And then on IG, I'll chop it up, and it'll be on IGTV like tomorrow sometime, and stuff. But I'll tag you and all that good shit.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, y'all keep me updated on everything, man. And I want to try to loyalty rate. That's my record, man. You and my manager.
Bet.
That's Ian, my producer, it's me, my producer, and my manager. That's her. Loyalty gang. Shout out, you know.
Definitely, y'all got a good team.
Yeah, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bruh.
And shout your manager out one more time, man, cause she putting in work for you.
Shout out to First Lady, man. You gotta come to dog. That's the woman that makes everything go on, man. She's the brain. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just the arm that's going on me. You know what I'm saying? She's a backbone of everything that's going on right now. I just want to say, shout out to her. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And shout out to Alexis from Limelight Management, Limelight Records. They, she puts this together for me, reaching out to different artists and stuff. And I love when we get young, hungry people that they got a movement behind them, and we gonna grow when they grow.
Yes, sir.
Also shout out to Limelight Management too, because he also be helping us and pointing us this direction, like this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
I do it for that.
And I want to tell people this too. This is what people forget. You can have your own. You can have your own movement, but you got to network with other people. And in order for your movement to be successful, you got to help other people be successful. This is why people get stuck on the crowd and the barrel mentality. But if she's helping me be successful and helping you be successful, it makes her gain more success. That's really how CEOs and Fortune 500 companies do it.
Business is business. You got to network. You got to politic. You got to communicate. Because you can have your circle. Yeah, you can have your circle, but that's still your circle. The world is bigger than your circle. So you got to have those folks that's, on your team that's reaching out to different avenues and different ventures that's going to get you in different demographics that wouldn't normally hear your stuff just because of the circle that you keep. So I was gonna say you're in a good position. Keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing, keep improving your craft, and you know the sky's the limit, baby.
Definitely. And we look for the are you dropping a full-fledged EP anytime soon?
Well, we don't call it mixtape, but at the beginning of the year, I'm gonna drop a mixtape. And I say in the middle of the year, I'm gonna drop an album.
Oh, so what you're telling me that you'll be coming back here 2 more times in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
we can deal with that.
As long as we on the same page.
We just gotta clear up with the manager first, but we know we can definitely do that.
But each year, the goal is, because my manager just told me that for the goal is for this next year, I am gonna be trying to release 40 songs.
Well, look,
40 songs probably this next
If
year,
you-
just because you want nothing but 40 songs are probably like, nah, I say like,
if you wanna feel froggy and come on down to the DMV and be live in the studio, it's an even better experience because if you catch us on a sunny day, we'll grill and barbecue and podcast at the same
That's
time.
what we do, baby. Grilling, chilling, and podcasting.
you know, definitely, we jumping now. We really jumping now. Making no calls, so we moving real quick.
All right.
We do that now. We get around now. That's actually what we about to start doing is moving around now. We get sitting in one place and just been working and just been building up music, but now it's time for us to get on that though. So, you know what I'm saying? And I'm 18. I have time. I've just been working, man. That's it.
All right, let me give you I gotta give a quick shout out to my daughter that's actually watching. Shout out to Tanisha. I love you, and I love my little badass grandkid Turtle. And since you're watching, just want to say I love both of y'all.
Oh man, we got a little storm coming through on this side of town. We did say that we're supposed to give a weather report earlier. So it was a tornado watching out in Anne Arundel County. You know, anybody out there, hope y'all being safe. We got rainstorms coming in right now in Virginia. So hope everybody out there safe and not out here doing stupid stuff.
No, don't be speeding. You know, don't be trying to hide your plane. Please. Any of y'all niggas that watch Fast and Furious on Netflix last night, this is not the night to do your Paul Walker and become
you
Walker.
well, you will be a Paul Walker
Exactly.
reenactment out this bitch.
Exactly.
Oh man.
All
But
right, Baby Simba, we're not gonna keep you because we're about to talk a little politics and some real stuff, and I'm probably gonna insult a couple more people before I get off the air.
yeah, we gotta insult a couple of folks.
And I also want to say to all the people that's going through anything with the weather, I'm praying for them, and I hope everything gonna be alright.
Hey man, appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's been some crazy weather around here lately, but yeah, you gotta stay safe and be safe, and no telling with this crazy weather, man.
Ain't no telling. Peace out, y'all, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good night, bro.
So I'm gonna play a quick video. What video am I gonna play? That's good. Oh, we're gonna play Champ B, his video from yesterday, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk some stuff because I still gotta ask the question that no cop really wants to hear right now.
Couple of questions.
Now I remember why I wanted to get the bigger track for it.
What?
Because I can just hit mute. I don't have to change the volume now.
Hey, bro, look out. Should I want to visit with these? Hold on.
This nigga funny as shit.
Look. Or should I wear the AR with these? Hey.
If I had dynamic mics, I could just turn it off. But he's the dancer, so I don't have
With
to.
your enemies. Let's go.
151. That's Janet. Janet is 151.
151.
Yep. So I do a green screen. So this is what they actually see.
Right.
So that camera feeds into this laptop.
Right, but we be putting that on.
Facebook,
So
YouTube,
everything.
all
I'm
everything.
on several different sites. Facebook, IG, YouTube, what's that? Twitch,
Periscope.
Periscope. Something else I don't quite
Yeah, I'm on YouTube and Periscope on mine.
Yeah,
What's your name on Facebook? Stuff popping up.
I ain't got one of them normal names.
You said what?
I don't have one of them normal names. But yeah. Keep on my phone.
Yeah, 49.
Where? We'll play one more video. It's gonna be another hour. Like at one time, it was like 15 motherfuckers on this one. Because she's promoting it.
Yeah,
Where I
that's
don't
what it's all
have to
about. Yeah,
do it.
that's what it's all about, man.
I gotta get DMP niggas over there.
Man, I still be great. Either riding or solo. Used to bag up the
It's all good. I got leather. I ain't tripping. I just wipe it off. I got plenty of shit to wipe it off with. I ain't tripping. I left mine cry. I just realized that shit. Fuck it. Normally I leave them up too, but one time I leave them cracked, it fucking rained. Oh man. Oh boy, oh boy. Another track by Renegade. Make sure you go check it out. YouTube channel Renegade 703.
Yep. So the question I gotta ask is, have they arrested the cops that shot Breonna dead?
Nah, but they're trying to change the narrative of the whole situation. If you haven't seen recently, the cops still haven't been indicted, even, charges brought or anything. But her apparent ex-boyfriend that was, I guess deep in the drug game.
Yeah, they tried to get him to say
that she was
a drug
complicit.
mule or
Yeah.
something stupid.
But my thing is, what does that have to do with her getting shot in her own bed on a bad no-knock warrant on somebody that was already locked up?
It's crazy. Well, look, the reality is this. If you black and you're looking for justice, you ain't gonna find it. And it's been that way, like I said, we can go all the way back to when I was in, I forgot what grade I was in, but we talk about Bernard Getz. And I remember hearing this, and I was in elementary school. And I remember I watched the documentary on Netflix. Like, he literally shot. He was crazy. And he shot, he was on a New York train, you don't know. He was on a New York train joint, and he shot like 4 or 5 kids in the back.
Wow.
Because he thought they were going to rob him. He just thought. And he was clearly crazy. And he got 0 time. Like, it's sad that we live in an era that when black people finally get justice, you're like, wow, because we don't get it.
I mean,
it's you go to the situation where, I can't breathe with Eric Garner. You go to the Oscar Grant situation. You go to the Mike Brown situation. Like, if I was a teenager growing up over the last 10 years, I'd be fucking terrified to turn 18. I'd be terrified to turn 15 at this point.
Terrified to walk down the street.
Like, you safe. The only time you safe is when you 2.
And that's if you cute. If you ain't cute, you still, never know what might happen. And unfortunately, I've said it over and over again, for some reason, black folks are perceived threats from birth. And no matter the justification or what happens or how we get killed, it's always an excuse, or there's always some supposed justification for it.
So let me talk about that real quick. What fucked us up was, I'm a little loud. So what fucked us up was this. So back when the Rodney King, Reginald Denny's, and how they got the black people off was, basically it was that I'm an angry black man charge. So they beat the truck driver up. That's why he was riding his truck on the ride.
Yeah.
They pulled him out of the truck, they fucked him up. And their defense was, I'm an angry black man. And 20 years later, that defense has still been haunting us because they perceive all black men as being angry. And we are angry because when I look on TV, I can name 5 good TV dads and 3,700 drug dealers. Or thugs, or bums, or crackheads. You can only name 5 good TV black dads, period.
And that's not even at the same time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it's frustrating, it's irritating, but it's been, like you said, it's been instilled so long that it's really putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg to try to address it until folks want to acknowledge it. Because like you said, 95, 96 was the Rodney King beating on tape, and you still have some folks in 2020 that don't believe in police brutality.
But the thing about it is that when we took that defense, and oh yeah, I'm an angry black man. We're all angry black men, and then we start getting killed like, oh, we're not all angry black men.
It's
because when you go in your house and these officers basically shoot you while you trying to open your door, he wasn't angry. Like, it's so many instances where they're not angry, but we're getting shot, but that's how they perceive us.
True, and it's also the way you carry yourself when you are in those situations, and that's one of the things that I try to talk to younger folks about, because like I said, I've been on both sides of it. I've been harassed, I've been taken for rides and had my ass beat. I've been locked up for a dumb charge and supposedly lost in the system for a whole weekend. But I've also sat across the table and ate dinner from cops because my mother was a civilian that worked for the police department. So
you gotta play devil's advocate, because there's no motherfuckers that put their hands up and they still got shot too.
yeah, true.
Like the dude in was in Florida, they shot him. And while he was being eaten out, yo, you're being taped. My fiance's there, my baby's in the back seat, and they still fucking shot him.
Yeah, it's some sad cases of escalation from the police department. But I mean, in those situations, well, we addressed that with the police shortage in the early 2000s and KKK putting a referendum out, telling their brothers to join the force. And as I said before, I feel like that's what we're seeing now. Most of those true colors coming out after they spent years on the force. They're, killing minorities, black, Spanish, whatever, and they're using that "I fear for my life" defense. And I just
I don't even think it's that, but to be honest, beating black men ain't nothing new. Even before before police shortage, like, beating up a nigga to them was just beating up a nigga. That was a sport.
Yeah, but now it's more blatant. Like you said, you have folks with their hands up,
yeah,
and they're still getting 5-6 bullets put in them, and they're still saying they fear for their life.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I said, it's a deeper issue. It's a systematic issue, because I went over this over and over again. If the DA starts charging the police for doing wrong, the police are the ones that helps the DA make the cases. So therefore, if the word gets out to the thin blue line that this prosecutor is going against so-called good cops that's in a bad situation or whatever, they're going to stop doing their job for them, and then that prosecutor's out of there, and some other prosecutor's going to come in there that's going to cover their ass. So it's the whole process of basically folks just trying to keep a job, not cause any waves, because they know the political and the racial systematic system that's set up is not for them to do right. It's just for them to get a winning percentage of locking people up. And that's not justice. That's just capitalism and, I guess, the American way. Because you got the private prisons that's giving kickbacks to politicians to send folks to these places because the correctional facilities are overcrowded. So it's all about the money. It's all about the American capitalist machine, and it's just feeding in a different way, but it's still doing the same thing it's been doing since the founding of this country.
I mean, the thing about it is defunding the police the actual answer?
Well, that defunding the police movement, I'm not real familiar with it. I don't agree with it. I feel like what they've explained is when they say defunding, they're saying defunding some of the programs that they have that are aiding in these cops having these situations or this mentality, and start giving programs to racial sensitivity, community training, because one of the main issues is most of these cops don't live in the areas they patrol, and they look at it as a job. Like when you see a real good police officer, he's out there interacting with the community. He knows the folks. He's not just out there when somebody calls 911. He's out there being a community servant and trying to get to know folks. That's one of the things that we've been trying to coordinate, a community event where we have the police and the community come together and just talk. Because all of these prejudices and stuff we see on TV, we can't label all cops as bad, just like all cops can't label all black people as bad.
I don't label all cops as bad, but I do think the blue wall of silence is one of the biggest things that need to be broken.
Oh, they're the biggest gang in the world, man.
Exactly. And the thing is, when we talk gangbanger mentality, like the boys in blues, they way bigger than the Crips.
Yeah, they don't play. And they got armored vehicles from the military now.
Yeah. So I think that those are some of the issues that we got to deal with. And then also, I mean, like mental evaluation and mental cycles of, what some of these people, their real agendas are.
Well, that's the thing, that they don't do psychological evaluations for these cops anymore. And that's crazy, because you have to know who's supposed to be. We always get somebody calling in during the show. That's 4 shows in a row. You ain't put the word out again. I ain't got nobody, no exes calling enough.
Hello? Yeah. Is who? I can't hear you because you're low.
You got to speak up, dog.
You're very low. You about as low as a strip on a pole.
And I ain't got no singles.
Say, now what you saying? Speak up. Are you on speakerphone? Yeah, take that shit off.
Alright.
I can hear a little bit better.
And who we got on the line?
Oh, what up, Chronic?
What's going on, man?
One of the things that the Black Lives Matter movement and a lot of people are talking about that are in like disarray, because it's like everyone's kind of like not on the same page when it comes to the matter of the police. Some people want to break down the police shouldn't exist. Other people want to reform the police and try to figure out what's the best answer. When I hear complaining the police, most like you said, I think of making sure that the money that's being given to police for them to have all this militarized weapons goes to social programs that actually help the community. There is no need for the damn police to walk around like we're in Baghdad. Like we're not Baghdad. This is not the situation that you want to portray to cops, because that kind of mentality of armor and equipment is funding also affects how it's trained. If you train somebody thinking that they're going into a militarized zone, that's what you want to have. That's the mentality you want to have. Point blank period. And if we defund them and actually train them for de-escalating situations like we've seen, it's not like we haven't seen it. We haven't seen them wrestle down an alligator without killing it, or dealing with armed white Americans without killing them. Now everyone got to get killed. Those situations have been shown in the past. So when we talk about the funding of police, we really just need just some of that money so that you don't have to de-escalate situations. If there's more programs in the community to not even make it so that you don't, as a police officer, have to put yourself in a situation where you have to de-escalate a situation that you don't know how to. Then I think that that's the best move that we have to make sure that a lot of people, Black, Hispanic, minorities, whoever, don't have runners with police that they don't need to have.
That's a very valid point. You know, that's what I think the defund, when they say defund, I'm thinking they're thinking more of reform and, you know, restructuring and putting dollars into more programs to get the police officers more community minded and not, like you said, they're walking around in Baghdad. But you also have to remember the government did that also, selling these military equipments to the police departments to make money for the war, to, you know, for the country or whatever. So they had that mentality. Some of them are folks that didn't make the military and decided to go into the police force, some for good reasons, some for bad. But like you said, it's all about knowing the community and going out there and, you know, actually interacting and learning the folks that you're supposed to be protecting. And unfortunately, like I was saying, they most of them don't live in the areas they patrol, and they already have a preconceived notion because of either the old guard that's been in there that's told them, you know, oh, you got to watch out for this or watch out for that, and they're already their perspective is already skewed, or they already had that mentality anyway, where it's us against them, and they're going to have that escalated attitude anyway because they felt like they were disrespected. And just to end it on this note real quick, I've had more racial situations with black cops than I have with white cops. The white cops, when I've got pulled over, has actually given me tips in how to beat the charge when I went to court. But the black guys then escalated it and called for backup out there 7 deep and got me pressed out with handcuffs on with my face on the hood at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with the engine running on a summer day. So it's you really can't just say it's a white-black thing, it's a cop thing, and that's what I think the message that's getting lost in some of this movement.
Well, it's one of those things. But wait, let me tell you. It's one of those situations like this. People, when you should be de-escalating the situation, you can't de-escalate the situation by telling me shut the fuck up. Period.
True.
Because I'm a man at the end of the day. Whether I'm black, brown, green, purple, orange, I'm a man. So whether you got your gun, your badge, your Thundercat sword, whatever the fuck you got in your pocket, at the end of the day, if you're telling me, yo, just sit down and shut the, I'm probably not gonna sit down and shut the fuck up.
Been there, done that.
Because at the end of the day, I'm human. So if you trigger me, and yes, if you tell me sit down and shut the fuck up like I'm a kid, you're gonna trigger me. It's going to be a confrontation.
Yeah.
That's not when your words de-escalate the situation.
Right.
Like when I want to piss somebody off, the first thing I do is tell them to shut the fuck up.
Absolutely.
And it's meant to be disrespectful. I don't tell my nephew shut the fuck up. He's 2, because he's a baby. He's not meant to. I tell grown men to do it when I feel like we have a confrontation and I don't want to hear what they gotta say. So when someone does it, it's meant to be that way.
And that's the catch-22 of the situation. Excuse me, because they know by saying that it's going to elicit a certain response.
Exactly.
And this is where, in my experience with being pulled over multiple times in my previous life when I wasn't, doing so much of the straight and narrow stuff, I would use. I'm just allegedly.
The show is over, y'all. We won't be back tomorrow. Or Sunday.
So I used to use that against them because when they would try to escalate it and say certain things that supposedly trigger me, I would go on to, excuse the expression, super white guy mode. And I would make sure I didn't have bass in my voice, and I yes sir, no sir, to death. Because the one thing that resonated in my head that my mother told me by working with the police force is a bunch of them are just a bunch of stupid motherfuckers with guns. And in that situation, when you're getting pulled over, no matter what goes down, no matter what gets said, they're going to be looked at as in the right because they're the officers serving the law. So as I've informed and told folks before, if you're in those situations, just try to chill, keep your mouth shut, and once he gives you the ticket, ask for his badge number. He has to give it to you, and go file harassment charges. I've done it. It's worked. So there are ways in the system to use it, but you have to realize if they're using those catchphrases and those trigger words, what they're trying to do. And that's the one thing I pride myself is I'm never going to allow somebody to push my buttons because they know a certain word or a certain phrase is going to elicit a certain response from me, and it's going to go the way they want it to go. So that's the mentality that I take when I'm in those situations. I've been pulled over dozens of times, and I know how to handle myself, and I know how to keep it cool. And when I get one of those asshole cops that wants to escalate it, I just play super nice guy. And if it doesn't continue to go my way, you also have the right to ask for their supervisor to come on the scene if you don't feel like you're being treated properly or fairly. You have your camera phone in your pocket, you can use that. And if you feel like you're being, mistreated or, harassed, ask for their supervisor to come out to the scene. They have to do that.
I actually learned some stuff. Thank you. I didn't know, but I actually learned some stuff from the video I watched yesterday. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. With the young lady who was a federal officer who got pulled over by the police. She was talking about her situation while she was down in Atlanta. And how she felt like if she didn't have a uniform on, they would have killed her.
Wow.
Because they were looking for drugs. They didn't find drugs, and because she looked like a man from the outside, they kind of assumed that she was. And she had the blonde hair, and like, yeah, okay, we're gonna look through her. We're gonna talk to this person right here. See if we can get some drugs. There was no drugs, and they pretty much gave her a ticket saying that she was pursuing or driving too close to somebody else. Pretty much the equivalent of jaywalking in park.
Yeah.
Like that's not something you typically get a ticket for. They gave her a ticket to give her a ticket as an excuse to stop her.
Exactly.
Like she was a federal officer, they harassed her, said, "Oh, you must think you special," and this, that, and the other, some other shit. It was just a mess. It was a mess. I don't know if you've seen the video. It was on World Star. It was kind of hit my timeline yesterday.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Honestly, I stopped watching World Star a long time ago.
Yeah, that.
My life don't mean nothing if I don't have the uniform on. It was pretty much what she was told in the situation.
But that's the reality.
It's sad, and I don't know if you guys saw the viral video that went maybe about 6 months ago with the ex-cop that got pulled over by a cop, and he actually had his weapon on him that he had a permit for. I actually know the guy. We're in the process of trying to get him on here, but this video went viral talking about the whole experience and how he noticed how the cop was phrasing things, trying to get him in a situation that could endanger his life, and he wouldn't do it. And he was trying to explain to him that, I'm an ex-cop. I have my weapon right here. I have another weapon above me that's, all permits and everything. And he just kept trying to press the situation. And unfortunately, that's the thing with the thin blue line and with the black cops, that the trouble that they face because they're not black enough to be in the hood and they're not blue enough to be considered a cop by their peers. So I kind of get upset when folks,
What are they, Smurf?
I don't know what. That's pretty much the way they're probably looked at as a damn Smurf. They're not looked at as a black man in the hood because they're a cop and they're locking up their own people and working for the white man. And then for the police department, they're always going to be Leroy or J-Rock from the hood that's just trying to, he just wants a paycheck.
You work at McDonald's, you work for the white man, so it'll make a difference.
Oh man, don't even get me started on that conversation. That's another whole hour show in itself for some of these folks. But it's a complicated situation, and that's the thing that kind of upsets me is that folks are trying to make it a black and white issue and make it a simple, cut and dry, and there's so many different layers to it that no one is really speaking about, and it just gets lost in the noise because everybody just wants to yell back and forth, and it's honestly exhausting that folks are more concerned about being right than doing right, and I feel like that's the biggest problem in this country right now.
Well, don't be wrong. I will say that it is more than just a black and white issue, but there really can't be no denying the root of it when it comes to even the black cops that arrest their own people. Because the reality is that when they get into these positions, they're already outcast. So they already kind of have to go above and beyond to show that, hey, I'm not going to go easy on people just because X, Y, and Z. What I won't do, though, is go into my neighborhood and start shooting black folks or the people in my community simply because I know how to escalate the situation. We had a conversation actually, I don't know if it was Hakeem or not, but I was having a conversation last year about this, about how a lot of the officers...
Nigga, did you just say my government name on Facebook?
They about to knock the door down. Oh, they got him. They about to knock the door down. If the broadcast gets cut off abruptly, you know what happened.
They gonna know it's me because it was on Facebook. It says Raheem.
Oh yeah, true that. I'm already in jail, so I'm good right now.
It was more or less like when we talked about how we don't have too many instances like they have in like Atlanta, Florida, and all those places where police are like just shooting people in our area because a lot of times in DC, the people who are policing live in those communities. With the exception of the few that come from Virginia.
But we have to change that narrative because it has been happening in DC.
Yeah, I actually had an incident last night.
It doesn't really happen, but it has. It has just happened recently, actually. And I was looking at the body cam footage today, actually this morning, and saw the whole ordeal. And I kind of feel some kind of way about it, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, so he did have the weapon.
Yeah, I glanced at it myself.
I don't know if he was trying to shoot him, or if he was trying to throw the gun away, or what. Like, I'm not really sure. The reality is that he was definitely running away. He definitely wasn't running away to pull out the gun and shoot him. It definitely looked like he was running away.
So here's the biggest myth that and this was told by me and I said it plenty of times. It was told who dated a cop. My boy told me one day, he was like, yeah, police. They're not trained to shoot the wound. They're trained to shoot the kill. Mm-hmm. The biggest mistake, because people watch television, and you'll see a TV show or a movie, and you think cops shoot to wound. They don't. They shoot to kill. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we have to have that. You have when you face with a situation like that. And a cop has to go for his gun, and I'm not justifying none of the cops shooting people, by the way. We have to know that If they draw that weapon is not to shoot you in your shoulder.
Well, in certain situations, see that's where it
It's
gets
not in
tricky.
certain situations.
Yeah, see that's where it gets tricky.
They are trained to shoot to kill.
Yeah, they are trained to kill, but they're also in a situation where if they trained to kill, if they feel fear for their life, if they don't feel for their life, they are supposed to shoot to wound to disable you, so you cannot use your vehicle. I mean, use your weapon. Now, granted, most of them shoot to kill because they don't want to feel like if they shoot them, they can still get a shot off. Boom, boom, boom. But we've seen in some of these occasions with the non-minorities, the white folks that get in these situations where I've actually seen a white guy have a knife, the cop have his gun drawn, and about they're 10 feet apart, and then the white guy actually walks up on him swinging the knife, and the cop does absolutely nothing. The guy gets in his truck, just with the narrative with Jacob Bailey that he was reaching for a knife or whatever, and he got 7 shots in his back. This guy had a knife in his hand, went to his truck and reached in, could have had a gun, could have had something else, and the cop did absolutely nothing.
But he was not a black man.
Exactly. That's the only difference.
So that goes by what I'm saying. When I say they are trained to shoot to kill, and they will exercise that right predominantly on black people.
Yes, sir.
And it's a sad narrative. Go ahead.
I hear the black police arresting black people in the community. There's no doubt about that. But you don't really hear about them actually being outright killing them. You know, they'll be escalated situation before it even comes to it, unless they have to. You know, whereas some people that's like the first response. That's it. I don't know how to deal with this. I'm from Virginia. He's talking loud. I can't tell that if it's him talking loud is actually how he talks. He actually doesn't have an attitude. You just met me. You don't know I have an attitude or not. But regardless, I'm serious for my life because I don't know what your intention is, because you're loud or black or whatever the case may be, or whatever stereotype in that moment that I believe will justify me or justify my phobia of you. You know? And that's the reality. Absolutely good.
Yeah, that's the one thing that kind of bugs me about the I had fear for my life scenario. You signed up to be a cop. You know what comes with the territory. So if you're trained properly, which most of them aren't, because most of them only get trained for 6 months. I mean, for a lawyer, a doctor, you got to go 8-10 years. Don't you think it should be a little bit longer for somebody that's supposed to be, protecting and serving? And it's just mind-numbing the thought process and the lack of processes that it is for someone to become a cop. Like I said, they don't even do psychological evaluations anymore, and they have 6 months of training crammed in and then put into a neighborhood that they know nothing about. It can only go from the old timers that tell them all the horror stories of when they used to run that beat or whatever. So that's when I say with the defunding, I'm looking at it more of as an educational tool for the guys that's on the job and a new process for the guys coming onto the job, just like we see in the NFL with tackling, how they've changed, for the concussion protocol, how they're training and trying to, improve tackling so it's not as many helmet-to-helmet incidents for the cause concussions. Same thing could be done for the police department, trying to get these folks that can be, change their perspective, that have that ability to. Some of them aren't going to be able to. It's going to be so deeply ingrained in them, they're not going to be able to relate to whatever they're trying to teach them because stubbornness or whatever you want to call it. But you have to weed those folks out, and that's where I believe the psychological evaluations come in, because you can front all you want out in front of everybody, but when you're in a one-on-one environment getting certain questions asked to you, your mannerisms, your words, and everything come into play, and you can't hide those feelings, when you're sitting with someone that's trained to pick up on all the signals. So I feel like that'll be the first major step to helping the situation, is if they have to change the guidelines and the requirements to be a police officer.
Well, they need to bring back mental evaluation. I mean, it's trigger words. Like, a trigger word is just as deadly as a bullet. If I know I can piss you off by saying these things, calling you boy, calling you this, and there's no accountability for them. So if they want to, even if they're on the video cam and they're belittling you, and so what happens? Because those words are just as powerful as a bullet. He calling you boy. He calling you nigga. He's telling you to shut the fuck up when you ain't even being loud. He's doing all these things. So what are the consequences? Because the thing about it is if there's no consequences for him, and he just goes home and goes to sleep with his family while I'm sitting in the cell for being an angry black man, that's a problem.
It's a deep problem. Goes to the
You
police
know?
unions and all of that stuff that they defend them.
I mean, and like, at that time I'm sitting in jail. I mean, I don't give a fuck about a police union. I just know I'm away from my family. And then if I've never been to jail, now I'm in an uncomfortable environment. You know, the sad thing about jail is jail doesn't reform criminals. It just makes you a better criminal.
Hey,
You know?
Now, in other countries they might, but our country it doesn't. The prison conditions in other countries is ridiculously better now.
Well, jail, one because my brother just came from this situation. When he was locked up when he was younger, it was a collect call and putting money on his books. Going to jail now is like there's acts, and then they hold his money, so then you sending them money, then you gotta call 3 times and then get the money finally placed on his books. There's apps for him to get music, there's apps for him to get shoes, there's apps for everything.
Dang.
And then cause it's a big business.
Yeah.
You know, they're making stuff that they sell for hundreds of dollars while these niggas is getting paid 10 cents an hour. And it's legal.
Oh no. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's a whole. It,
Like, real talk. Michael Jordan. For all y'all Jordan wearers, why wearing Jordans, y'all assholes.
yeah, I never.
Michael Jordan owns stock in jails. And when we talk about him being a billionaire, yeah, y'all dumb motherfuckers go get the same Jordans that came out in '88, like a whole bunch of sheets.
That was.
But understand, he gets paid off of jail for when every time one of y'all go to a private jail that is owned by his corporation, cha-ching.
That was actually proven as false. There is a guy named Michael Jordan that has stock, but it's not the Michael Jordan.
No, that Michael Jordan is part of the prison part.
It's a white guy.
But no, he's also part of the prison joint too.
The fact checker that I saw said that came up as false. That Jordan isn't.
He's been part of that. A lot of people have invested in. I know other people that have invested in prisons.
Like I said, the article that I saw said that was false. It was fact checked to be false. I remember it was about a year ago when I was having a deep discussion with somebody about it, and they brought it up and actually showed me the link that it was actually false. That that's just a narrative that's been pushed, and somebody hasn't really spoke up and said that it's not true.
If it was not true, then why he hadn't even spoke up and said it then?
Jordan don't give a fuck.
No, if it was anybody's other reputation, I can guarantee if it was Magic Johnson's reputation, they were saying
Jordan isn't Johnson. Jordan is a
so
dude that just want to make
we're
money.
defending him on which I believe it to be true because he doesn't give a fuck about black people.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck about nobody. Jordan gives a fuck about his money and his legacy. So he's not he can give a fuck what anybody thinks about him or what anybody says about him in the social media circles or whatever. Jordan doesn't even give a fuck.
So I'm pretty sure it is true. That's my opinion. That's
Oh yeah,
how I
we can
feel
definitely
about
check it out. Like I said, if I see if I can find the link that I had before.
But
I'm actually looking for something myself because there was a list of a documentary I was watching about that. I think it was a Third Amendment or something like that. It was a Netflix documentary about the prison system and how it's used to generate profit, and it's not really for criminal justice.
it is.
Oh yeah, definitely that.
Look, we went from sending collect calls and stuff to this go around. Every when you went to a different jail, it was a different app.
Yeah.
One place I could use Western Union. One place had their own app. One place they would just hold the money.
Hell, Bank of America just came out last month or 2 months ago saying that they're no longer supporting private prison anymore.
I mean, it's a big business though. There was an app for him to get music. There was an app for what else you got to use an app for? We did the money, the music, there's something else that they did. They did an app for, but it's big business.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely money.
All workers, that's what I was talking about. So when we talk about that black and white issue, when the bottom line is prison, and it all goes back to like Birth of the Nation, and all those documentaries and evidence throughout our history in a way, just showing that we went from systemic racism to classism to reform classism back to racism. We can't call it racism anymore because we're not talking about your race. We're talking about how much money you make, whether you're lazy or not, whether you cross the red line, all that shit. It's just a bunch of politics. It's a bunch of politics to.
Shout out to GOP.
No doubt, it's all politics, baby. That's what he used to say all the time. It's all, and unfortunately, that's the world, the country that we live in, where everything is politicized because everything has a hidden agenda, and there's so much hypocrisy and bullshit. But just to get back, just to piggyback on the Michael Jordan situation, in studio friend of the show, Janet, just sent me to link to the article, The Truth Behind Michael Jordan's Private Prison Investment News. And it basically says it's a case of mistaken identity, that the Michael Jordan that actually is invested in the prisons is not the same Michael Jordan basketball player. You can pull up the link, Google it. It has a list and everything on there. So it's not the actual Michael Jordan basketball player that's invested in prison. Even though he is making a racket off of his shoes, that's why I don't wear Jordans, because I know if it costs $1 to make and they $200 in the store, that's crackhead prices. I'm sorry, I'm never going to do that. Now, I'm not saying I don't own a pair of Jordans. I'm not saying I don't own a pair of Jordans that were given to me, but I've never spent money on a pair of Jordans before, just for that reason. So I have a couple of pair that I was given just because.
I've never owned a pair of Jordans.
I mean,
I never
are you going
will.
to turn down free shoes?
Jordans, yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
You wouldn't take a free pair, a chick's boy, a buck?
Jordan shoes are made the same place Shaq makes his shoes, and Shaq sells his shoes for $30.
But still,
Stephon Marbury was selling his shoes for like the same price Shaq, and they were in the same factory.
I understand it, but you telling me if a chick give you a free pair of Jordans, you're not gonna wear those joints?
I tell them it'd be more beneficial for her to burn them in a bonfire than to give them to me.
I'm shocked.
No, you're wrong. I'm not trying to want to support the franchise or anything. It's more so like fun and lower income communities. I've always thought of that whole shoe and external glamour to be like a hassle because of the,
you think about it like this.
Like North cases were a big thing.
Yeah.
People were dying over those stupid ass bubble jackets. They were really dumb.
Some bubble jackets are ugly as shit.
Yeah, I've never been a real high fashion guy. So I'm a simple dude.
But you gotta think about it like this. When I say like, Shaq has made just as much money from his sneakers by selling them in Payless for kids that can actually afford them. The problem is though, when we think of Jordans, we think of it's a higher brand, and it's the same quality sneaker. Literally made by the same illegal immigrant kid sitting next to the other one.
Yeah, I never understood the fascination with high price, high fashion.
Because people when they hear Jordan, it assumes greatness.
I mean, I just mean period. Like I had a partner that said he spent. Yeah, I mean, I had a partner that said he spent $500 on a belt. On a fucking belt.
Was it bulletproof?
It was a Gucci belt,
Oh.
and it had a G on the joint. He paid $500. I'm like, dude, that's my cell phone bill, my water bill, and a little bit of my smoke money. Am I going to spend that on a damn belt that I'm only going to wear when I go out, which I really don't do because I'm working? I'm like,
I mean, you gotta think about it. Maybe each person likes to go out.
nah, but it still doesn't justify spending $500 on a fucking belt, right? But then you crying broke when your paycheck short because you didn't come to work.
Now, this is why I feel like this. I feel like this though. If you spend $500 on a belt, right, and you good with that, you can afford $500, you good. Then, as long as you ain't asking me for change the following week, we don't have a beef. One day when I was living in DC, I got off at Congress Heights. The dude was like, yo, son, can I get some? I get $1, and I was like, bruh, you Helly Hansen down? No, your clothes is better than mine.
They spent all this money on this gig, can't go
And
nowhere.
he looked at me, he was like, what? I was like, dog, you got a Helly Hansen here and a Helly Hansen there. I said, bro, it's a Columbia jacket. Like, and this came from the outlet. Like, dog, you really Helly Hansen down, and you got phone posits. Like,
How much that shit be costing, that Helly Hansen shit?
a lot of damn money. I was like, dog, and he was like, so you're not gonna give me $1? I was like, this conversation is over. I walked off.
Nigga, cut a piece of your jacket. Give me $1 worth of your
I
jacket.
mean, now, if he looked like he needed $1, and if I had $1, I would have gave it to him.
Hey.
But you can't come up, dog. You got 6 millionaires on it. You asking me for $1? This just ain't gonna happen.
Hey, man. That's their logic,
So
man.
if you spend $500 on your belt, spend $500 on your belt and you good, I'm good. But if you spend $500 on your belt and then you come to me and be like, yo, dog, I can't eat for the week because I spent $500 on your belt. I look at you like you stupid.
You better eat that belt,
I'm
nigga.
like, damn, you better take small bites out your belt.
I thought that joint on the grill, nigga, put some barbecue sauce on it,
Don't
dog.
they make with the Capital City Mumbo sauce?
No, but if you like when I was working at Six Flags, I remember this one guy, was working with Six Flags. I remember this one guy, I was at the bus stop and he was stressing. I was like, dude, what are you stressing for? And he was like, yo, I just spent my whole paycheck on these whatever shoes he got. I don't know if it was Foam Posits, Jordan, whatever. So he spent his whole paycheck on these damn shoes. He got like 2 pairs of shoes.
If you from DC, it's probably phone positive.
Probably. Now, I know how it is. Foam Posits are probably the most comfortable shoe I've ever put my big ass feet in.
I've never worn them.
Me neither.
I got something big for you as a gift.
I thought they was ugly.
I'm a shoe person. But
I took a pair of 10s.
giving them away, I was like, I most definitely would take them and shoes with that. And yeah, they're real comfortable. They're really meant for bigger people. They're not really meant for these skinny dudes. Like,
These skinny jean wearing niggas.
They don't leave them skinny jeans.
they don't do nothing for them at all.
When they wear them skinny jeans, it make them feet look real big. I guess that's the only way they can, pretend like they got something, they got a package. And I'm like, dude, you wearing skinny jeans. I can see you ain't got nothing. So, that's how I understand why these chicks be with these skinny jean dudes, man. You see is what you get.
I don't know why you hate skinny jeans.
Because, man, that shit is, we used to clown dudes like that back when we came up. If you can see,
you really gotta hate you. Like almost every other show, you just ran on skinny jeans.
Because
they ain't done nothing to you.
they
though.
walk down the street with their pants hanging off their ass with a belt on, wearing skinny jeans. I'm like, dude, you doing too much. You got too much bullshit going on right now.
He might have got filled up on his way to the bus stop.
You like a 3D catalog to somebody. You gotta stop playing.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. And the fact that they're walking around like it's cool and nobody checking them on it. And like I said, I tell this story all the time. I got a buddy that had a 15-year-old son, and he told him, if I see you with your pants hanging down, it's going to be a problem. We rolled up one day. I'm glad I was there. I wish I'd have pulled it out and recorded it. This man came home, saw his son out front with his pants put out in front of his boys and everything. He went over, bent him over the car, and put his thumb right above his asshole and said, "Do you know what you're signifying by wearing your pants like that?" And explained to him what the saggy pants means to the folks in prison.
I just lost my appetite.
Hey man, sometimes
That was
hostile.
very graphic.
It could. Hey,
That was very graphic.
I wish I had the video, bruh. I'm just saying. Scared straight was a thing back in the 70s, man. You got to scare some of these motherfuckers into reality, man. They think shit's sweet. They live in a music video or a movie, and then when reality slap them in the face, they want to cry like a little bitch. And that has to stop. And somebody got to put a foot on these folks' throats. So yeah, I'm gonna call out the skinny jean wearing motherfuckers, because they need to be called out.
Young people are not learning retrospectively. You know, like, there are so many people who have stories just like me that a lot of people just won't listen to until it's already like shit plastered on their face. Like, why do you have to wait for it to hit the fan in order for you to actually learn something or just to like not do X, Y, and Z?
Well,
if we know that you might be potentially profile for being this particular way, perhaps you shouldn't be this particular way until it's actually safe to be that kind of way. Because right now, yeah, you have the freedom to do it, but you also have the freedom to profile and shop for it too.
But and that's the reality. Like it's terrible.
I mean, but no, the reality is this though. When we wore baggy jeans, they were shooting us too. Wearing skinny jeans, the niggas just can't run. So
They can't run and they can't have a concealed weapon. So I don't
when
get
they wear
it.
belt bottoms, they were shooting and killing us too. So I mean, with it, why should we be the only race that has to dress not dress the way that we want to?
I mean, yeah.
Everyone else, we talk about we're only ones to put ourselves.
I don't like dressing like Carlton every day.
Yeah, it's a.
We don't say Latino crime or white on white crime. We're the only ones to say it.
Yeah.
We're the only ones functioning mentally to say things like defending the violence around us by looking at ourselves and seeing the negative part of it. I've always hated the narrative of black on black crime because to me, it speaks of a narrative that every black person out here is doing this shit. And it's not.
But one of the things.
Not doing this shit. Then all people doing this shit.
But one of the things about black on black crime was this though, is that we took it upon ourselves to try to police our own shit.
And we used to do that back in the day. We now that doesn't happen as much because the whole disconnect in the community where folks don't even know their own neighbors, and the standoffish mentality that we have. But before we go, I want to piggyback on something that you said about these younger folks not seeing the picture and having to have it experienced to them before they learn. We all had to go through that. Our parents all told us what to do and not to do, but we had to go out there and experience it for ourselves until we learned that lesson. And with age, that's the beautiful thing about getting older that I'm learning now, being in my 40s, that you can see that ahead of time without going through all the misery and making a mistake. You can see ahead of time with all the experiences you've been through. So unfortunately, they're handicapped in that aspect because they can't see the forest through the trees because, first of all, they haven't really experienced nothing. Second of all, they get the participation awards and been given stuff their whole life and feel like things are just supposed to be given to them for showing up, and they feel like all the rules don't apply to them. And that's unfortunately a stigma of this current generation, even though like I shouted them out, even though 151 didn't approve. The millennials are making a movement. I don't really get behind most of what they do, but they are passionate in what they're doing. And I got to give them credit for that because I was looking at it after our generation and what we accomplished and did. And some of the folks that I was interacting with and working with and just talking to, I was scared because I was like, these folks are fucking lost, bruh. They have no direction, no knowledge of self, and have no want to have it. And it's like, back in the day, we acquired knowledge because we yearned for it. We wanted to know more. It's like these folks have a smartphone in their pocket, but they don't want to know shit.
Well, the problem is that if I give you everything,
True.
what do you have to strive for?
Exactly.
Like, my niece is walking around with a higher grade iPhone than I got.
Bruh, my niece got the 11. My niece got the 11 on me, and then was flossing like my phone better than yours. Now I'm like, you ain't even pay for that. Your mama did. Shut up.
But this is the thing. But here's the thing too. So say if a 9-year-old is walking around with an iPhone, an iPad, and their grades aren't even up to par, but we're giving them everything. How could they want for anything? Because we already gave them everything. You're not going to chase knowledge when you're just giving them everything. Like when I was a kid, you had to get good grades to get good shoes and stuff like that. I remember my sister was on a basketball team. My mom was like, "Yeah, I bought her some 200 pairs of Jordans." You ain't never bought me a pair of $200 sneakers in my life.
I've never owned a pair of $200 sneakers.
If I asked her for $200, that would have been my Christmas and birthday combined.
For the next 2 years.
like real talk. But when you give them everything, they're not gonna want for anything, and that's the biggest problem. You're never gonna want to get knowledge because I gave it to you. They don't know what it's like. They ain't gonna know what it's like to have a 9-to-5 job and you gotta pay for all that shit.
Yeah. That's funny.
There are grown people right now that we're having this conversation in their 20s and 30s, and their parents are still paying their fucking cell phone bill. Slap yourself.
I heard, yeah, that I heard, a situation. That's crazy. Yeah, I would. I wish my parents. I didn't get my first cell phone till I was 17, and that was after I moved out the house and bought it my damn self. My mama wasn't putting no cell phone in her name for me to run the bill up. I mean, we had to pay for text messages back in the day. We had all of the difficult stuff that we had to fight through, all the trials and tribulations of the '90s to get these millennials to where they are now. As I say, they don't show enough respect to our generation, man. That's why I'll be trying to put foot to their ass.
Or you just have violent tendencies.
Hey, look, man, tomato.
I can definitely tell you that I've always looked at the positive of what the generation before me has done for me. I just turned 30, so I'm like smack down.
Oh yeah, you're right in the middle.
Right in the middle. So I've always had appreciation for you guys and what the people before me have done for me, and just trying to keep that mantle going and just teach it so that the next generation don't just be arrogant as the current, the bad Gen Z, what's it called, Gen Z now? Gen Z, or whatever the hell.
I don't know, Gen Z, Beehive, what the fuck ever.
Don't even get me started.
All the people, like, I'm trying to make sure that at least do my part so that they're not as stuck up or entitled that they think they are, because that's the problem. Like you said, genuinely, when they don't teach them the consequences in the early years. And now they just think, oh, well, it is what it is. Right? And it can't really be like that. It really can't. So why is this 9-year-old walking around with an iPhone S or whatever, or 9S or whatever?
Not even an iPhone S, that niggas got the max. Like, if you 8 years old, why do you need a max phone with 500 gigs? What the hell are you emailing? Ben Laden? What the fuck?
No bullshit.
Crazy. What are you like texting every fucking Teletubby on TV? Like, why would you have the max phone? It's ridiculous.
That nigga calling Caillou, calling Thomas the Train and everybody.
He's calling like cartoons that have been canceled in the 80s. Like,
that nigga trying to reach Lionel and shit. Amen.
We want to give them all the stuff that we couldn't have, all the things that I begged for and complained about. And so now that I work really hard to make sure you can work for nothing.
See that?
It's not just the happiness, but you have to make sure that you teach the consequences and structure them so that they can be, prepared for the future. I know with me, I didn't have everything. I was kind of spoiled, but not really. Actually, I wasn't. No. I earned everything that I had.
But see that? See, that's the catch-22 of it, though.
They make it so that, it's good. They give me something, see if I like it or not. I like it. If I don't like what I dislike, then they would take it away from me when I didn't do right. Like, period. And then kept it like that. So now I have the incentive to do the right thing.
But see, there's a catch-22 to that. And this is what I try to explain to my sister. By giving them all the things that you so-called didn't have growing up and had to work for, what instilled those values to do that? So now you're giving them because of your misplaced childhood, but you're subtracting from them the work ethic to get it. And then you wonder why, when you've been giving them so much, and when they get old and you try to get them to do chores and clean their room and wash the dishes and wash the clothes, they're giving you so much attitude because you've given them so much for doing nothing. And because of the capitalist mindset that we're all growing up in, and they're super grown up in with the iPhones and the keeping up with the who got this and phone posits and Helly Hansen this and all of that. Now you're feeding into their mindset and their psyche, and then you're going to stand back and say, well, why are you acting like this? I mean, you laid the groundwork for it by the way you try to coddle them. So it's a catch-22 to that thing, and like you say, that's a responsibility of showing these folks, like, we take the stuff from them. My nephew has a PlayStation 4. He has a tablet, handheld games. This boy has he has a monitor in his room just for him to game, along with a TV with DirecTV on it. This boy ain't even 10 years old yet.
You know what? That's too much.
Exactly. But when they act up, I don't take the stuff. I take the power cords. I'll make them look at it and be like, damn, I want to play with it. But I take the power cords because Uncle don't play that shit. And, you got to instill that in them, so there's a responsibility. If you want to have that mindset, you have to know what comes with it also, and that means you have to step your parenting skills up to match that level of what you've been giving them, and find a way to relate to them. You know, this isn't how life is. I'm doing this because yada yada yada. But real life will put their foot up your ass.
Well, I'm old school. I still beat kids. Don't. My sisters don't know. I still beat kids. You don't want your kids beat. Don't have them come over here.
Oh, my fault. My kids, my nephews know.
Because Uncle King will whoop that ass.
Dang.
I'm going to tell you maybe once. I'm going to tell you twice. My nephew once got beat up on his birthday the other day. He decided to fall out. And I started to pick him up. I had another person here. And I was like, I got too many witnesses. I started to pick him up by his foot and wear his little ass out.
That's what you got to do.
I'm gonna get it. My next at the bar shirt is gonna say on the back. It's gonna say at the bar on the front, and on the back it's gonna say OG. I still beat kids.
Hell yeah, I do too. They know Uncle don't play that shit.
Definitely say that I'll be more susceptible to not being or physical punishment when I don't have to worry about, the police potentially killing my son in the future or daughter for just being who they are. That's part of it. Like, the idea is like, you don't have to do that, you do this, that, and the other, that. When I hear people like that, they say, you don't beat our kids, you don't do this, you don't do that, and they're better for it. I'm like,
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something real quick. You know the one thing I ain't never had a problem with? Actually, my nieces, my nephews, and my sisters. When I say shut up, everybody shuts up. You know why? Because we ain't in the same age bracket.
And I will beat that ass.
You don't earn, you haven't earned what I've earned. And I will clearly let you know, we ain't the same.
Not at all.
We will never be the same. And as I will clearly remind them, I've changed your diapers, you've yet to change mine. So until you change my diapers, you can't. It ain't shit that you can tell me.
No bullshit. Somebody my sister said my 15-year-old niece attempted to swing on her when she was about to beat her ass.
Oh man, that'd have been an uppercut.
Oh, she was lucky because company was at the front door. But let's just say, yeah, my niece got a lesson she ain't never gonna forget. She ain't never gonna forget. It's sad because they say every child's life they're gonna try their parent. My dad was 6'6", 390 pounds. I ain't never had the balls to try that, man, bro. It wasn't because I knew I would have to stab him. It wasn't no one-on-one fight. We got to pull a blade out because that dude was. I didn't see he was too strong. And yeah, he smacked me one time open hand when I was 17. I moved out the next month. I was like, I can't do it. I'm gone.
Let me tell you a real story. My goddaughter, her son, and he was doing something and he was playing. And he turned into me, and I said, "No, pick that up." And he said, "Shut up, Keenan."
Oh shit! After he woke up, what happened?
I said, "What did you just say?" He said, "I said, shut up, Keenan." My goddaughter was like, "Oh." I think he was about like 2 or 3.
Oh.
I reached down, I looked down, and I grabbed him by his foot, and I held him in front of me by his foot, and I said, "What did you say?" He's like, "Ah." I said, I want you to remember this moment for the rest of your life. Do you ever get the urge in your life? I don't care if you're 35 to tell me to shut up. This is going to be the end result.
Bruh, ass whippings work, man. I'm 42. I still remember ass whipping I got beat at the age of 3 for doing. I don't remember what I did, but I remember it was so bad that they put Vaseline on my ass before they beat my ass because they wanted to make sure I felt it. I don't remember what I did.
Man, you's a badass kid.
Man, look, man. I'm a changed man, bro. I'm trying to do better, man. Every day is a struggle. Shit. Can't we? Why we gotta bring up? Oh, I know I'm bringing up old shit now, but you supposed to be my co-host partner, uplifting me, and you constantly keep on reminding me that I ain't shit. I know this.
You done some shit. Like, y'all don't hear the story.
It may not go hit us until we do the web series, and that's like I said, we gotta.
I can't really be like, well, he was wrong, Carl.
I mean,
he was probably right.
I never said it wasn't, it wasn't justified. I just said it was rough. That's all. I mean, I didn't say it wasn't unwarranted, the punishment that I received, but it was on the verge of abuse at some points. I got beat with an antenna off a radio.
That's that old school right there.
Yeah, I broke it by accident, and he asked me, did you do it on accident on purpose? I didn't know the difference. I said on purpose. He whipped my ass. I learned to never say nothing I didn't know no more. I got a dictionary by my fucking bed after that.
But that was a good life lesson.
Yeah.
Identity. If my mom listened, you know what you did. I got accused of taking my uncle's car.
Damn, nigga, that's grand theft. That's grand theft, nigga.
I was 8 or 7. Taking my baby sister, she's a baby, actual baby, putting her in the car, putting the car in reverse, driving into my neighbor's gate.
Damn, I did the same thing when I was like 7.
Running into the house. That's what
Twice.
happened is that my neighbor had said that I had did that, but it was actually my little brother. But that day,
Oh shit.
I had my uncle, my mom, my dad, my older stepsister. It was like a menage a trois.
Well,
That's
unlike,
crazy.
Unlike you, Curl actually did it and it was him.
I did it twice. I don't remember what
Nigga!
I mean, the first time I was like 7, and the second time I was like 8, and it was always me and my damn cousin. My dad had a adopted
The first time, he gonna try to skip over that shit.
I had 2 accidents before the age of 9, my nigga.
Pump the brakes. Don't try to skip over that. Like it's covered food or something. Like we playing hopscotch or something.
Hey, man.
This nigga said, yeah, the first time I was 7. The other time, I think he was gonna say 12, 11, 15.
It was
This
always
nigga
my
said
cousin,
8.
man. It was always my cousin's fault, man.
Nigga, it was probably a 6-month difference than when you did that. It wasn't a full year.
Man, we like cars, man. My dad had a 280Z. It was a stick. At both times, my cousin hit the damn emergency brake. One time, he hopped out, left me in the joint solo, the little sorry motherfucker, and it went straight across the street, ran over a tree. The second time, it just drifted down the street and hit one of the neighbors' cars and shit.
And you were the victim.
I mean, I don't remember the point. I know I got my ass, but I think I woke up like a day or 2 later, man. I don't remember what happened after that.
When I tell you, my brother didn't admit, like, I got the fact it was so bad that I asked him twice because they confronted my neighbor. And they were like, are you sure? Was it him? You sure it was him? He looked at me, looked at my little brother, looked at me, yeah, it was him.
Damn.
And I got my ass beat against the liar. I was like, yo. And then my brother, when he turned like 20, finally admit that it was him.
Oh, I'd have beat his ass.
Man, we already know them dudes, motherfucker.
Yeah, we'd have had to fight.
Look, first of all, the most cardinal rule is this: deny.
Yeah.
Deny.
20
There's some shit that I probably did in my mama's house. I ain't gonna never cop to.
Hell nah. 20 years old? Yeah, we ain't
And
kids no
I'm
more,
grown.
Craig. Yeah, we ain't kids no more, Craig. Me and him would have had to duke it out right there in the driveway, man.
You gotta get up out of here, man. This your call turns us into a 2-hour show. It's like we was about to get off air.
Hey, man, we had some good stories, man. This is what we do on at the bar, man.
I'm seeing y'all. I started getting into it, but today I was like, you know, I have the time. Let me see what's going on. You got an artist on here. Okay, I see the artist. Okay.
Hey, man, appreciate that.
We appreciate it, man. You know, I love when people get involved. That's one thing I love about the show is being interactive and we having fun, and it is what it is. When we get people that more people interactive,
Makes it a better show.
it makes it a greater show. It makes everything, you know, great. So it is what it is.
Absolutely. If y'all want me to come back, just let me know.
Well,
All right,
I
man.
mean, it's a phone number up there for a reason. It says call in. The reason why it says call in because I get too drunk to remember to tell niggas to call in.
Yeah, he forget the number and shit.
I just gotta give him like a few seconds.
That's why you see all that information up there. It's not because I'm tech savvy. It's because I drink a lot and I'm lazy.
And by
That's
time
how I
it-
remember.
yeah.
Like,
Second hour of the show, man. We don't even know the number and shit. Like, it's on the screen. Call that bitch.
first of all, if your real name, if your government name is Raheem, do you really want to spell that after you have like 4 years in? Like that's a lot.
Nigga, I gotta spell check that shit every time, nigga.
Like I got spell checking and it's my name.
But yeah, it's I'll make sure I tune in and spread the word, man. You guys are doing some really good things. I love the platform that you guys are creating and making it available for anyone to speak their piece, regardless of which side or where they are in life.
I mean, when when me and GOP did the show,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay to disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is like, I don't want to sit across from somebody that always agrees with me. Like, shit, that ain't no fun.
Hell
like,
no.
and the thing is, too, is how you gonna learn if all y'all agree? Like, you got all yes men around you. Who the fuck teaching who?
Nobody teaching nobody.
I could have just said, yo, the sky is green, and everybody says,
Like,
okay,
okay, yeah, you right, nigga, you right.
You know, it's okay to disagree. You learn things. So it's not a problem with that. But that's how you do. Me and GOP disagree all the time. And sometimes in the show, you're like, I see your point, I see your point.
Yeah.
Sometimes we disagree to disagree.
Oh yeah, we had some heated debates.
But it's
I used to love those conversations. I used to have to do conversations with my GOP.
Oh yeah.
Just off the strength of before the show started, everyone was coming in and we were talking about politics or whatever the case may be, and he was giving 2 cents on everything. He just be really direct about it. Like, hey, you know what? It's really an unpopular opinion, but
Yeah.
Oh, his name was Black GOP. I mean,
I used to love the way you used to say that shit. It's not going to be popular, but it's going to be some real shit.
I mean, and that's the thing. So but that's the dynamic of something. You should be able to agree to disagree as men, and you should be able to learn from each other too.
Exactly.
So,
Rest in peace, Black GOP, baby.
as always, you know, you're always gonna hold it down because everything is all politics. And
What we gonna play to get ready to get up out of here, man?
I'm probably gonna play another Renegade song.
You know, might as well. Shit, I mean, this is, Renegade Radio when we want it to be.
That's unfair. I really feel bad about that.
Nah, I
We
love
have to change
Renegade.
the form. We have to play. And your ass is as biased as mine.
I mean, shit, he our artist. What the fuck?
See, he disagreed with me, and I didn't know.
That's just how we rolled on At the Bar Radio.
Let's go.
I ain't got time for shit. Only got time for bitch. Cause she know how to dig. When I'm just blowing on the piss. Niggas ain't fucked up the way.
That's hey, that's how it be, man.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is 25 ounces of hope. It's also another exclusive too, which means if you look for it on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, you're done with playing on my computer Renegade shit. Let's go. Hence, that's why I call it exclusive. Unlike your baby mama.
She get passed around like a blunt, baby.
You know, if CP3 get it, she's done. Give it up.
Why gotta be after I get it, man?
Them kids may not even be
I don't do sloppy seconds, baby.
That's why I said after CP3 get it. The president ain't got no feelings.
Forgot I had these good.
Oh, come on. This nigga CP3 is holding out alcohol after bar radio. What type of shit is this?
Nigga, I put it in the fridge and forgot, nigga. Shout out to Eric Kusa.
Shout out Eric Kusa.
Check out Sports OTHP on Monday nights, baby.
There's a lot of podcasts that's gonna copy some of the shit that we do.
Many can copy, but none can duplicate us, baby. You can try it, but you're never gonna get to that level.
And the thing about it is I'm not gonna call y'all out, but I'm gonna make fun of y'all on every podcast.
Oh, I'ma start calling them out. Pull your, lift your skirt and expose your clitoris. She's a bitch. In the murder words of Pimp C.
You see, and I'm supposed to get ass. And for those who just saw what I did on air, yes, I did put Jim Beam bourbon in my Modelo.
That's what got me in trouble the last time, fucking with him.